Okay, part 3 of the channeled messages from the young soul, who is like the next Abraham Hicks. So, when I was talking weird like this, I'm kind of naturally imitating how they spoke, like when they said from America. Um, I'm just talking like how they spoke, so it's just coming out like that. So they had something I don't want to forget. I'm just going to say really fast. Here is yellow, which I found very interesting because the color of the throat chakra is a sky blue, but Lyrans are from here, the thyroid, and or maybe thymus mixed with thyroid. I don't know. It's in the throat, and it's yellow. It's the yellow dimension, not light blue. So it's yellow here. I found that interesting, and it corresponds with the fact that I'm a Mayan yellow seed. So interesting confirmations, correlations. Message for humanity. They was the love bubble thing, which is in part 1, but they also mentioned something about humans. When we got to talking, they said humans are very unique in that we have this block that's stumping our evolution. The humans, especially, that never had any life as in the stars, as a starseed. So these humans that have really had all their lifetimes on Earth have a tendency to, when they get in an argument, the two people will, go their separate ways for a little while to raise their energy again, and then they're in the good energy. But then when they come back together, instead of using that good energy to resolve the issue, they just forget that the issue ever existed or pretend that it never existed, and so nothing ends up getting resolved. And they don't know why humans do that. And I was like, I know, right? Like, why don't they do that? Because I'm a very confrontational person. I see confrontation as something that should be positive, and constructive, a constructive confrontation. But humans who are very stuck in human land don't see the necessity, or let alone the benefit, of having constructive confrontation. And this is what humanity really has to do. Like, when you're in the bad energy space, it's good that you don't try and resolve anything from that energy. So it's good that you go alone and get your energy back up. But it's important to take that energy from the good space to get back together and work out the issue. Don't just pretend it doesn't exist. My energy is very strange right now because it's 3:15 in the morning, so I'm exhausted. I have like the exhaustion going over me, but I also have this very high frequency because it's like that swirl is over there, just like waiting for me to go into meditation, dreamland, and explore what they were trying to jog my memory about. So wish me luck. I'm about to go and dive into that. Something else that when they started talking about my lives as a Lyran, I had a visual of a lion man, and the face was lion, but something about it, I started crying. It was very emotional, and I just knew I had this very strong connection. And I said, who is that I'm seeing? And they said, oh, that's your family. But it was such a strong heart connection. Like, I thought it was like a lover at first. They said, that's my family. And I really must be my father. And then some things clicked in my head, that a Vedic astrologer said is in my chart, that I left an important relationship in a past life. So I had all this like inability to connect in this province. It's one of the reasons why I have to move out of this province. It's just the karma from having left an important relationship in a past life. And I think that's the relationship. It's actually my family that I left, and I think my father was the king or something, because there was such a feeling there. And she said, yeah, when we answered the call, so she like confirmed a lot of what Dolores Cannon says about answering the call. She said when the bomb, they kept talking about the bomb, went off here, we volunteered to come right away, but right away is like 40 years later. So, because time is different. So, as soon as that A bomb went off, we volunteered. We said we're coming, but our life cycle, which, as I mentioned in part 2, it's much longer. The life cycles in those starseed lives was cut short and very abruptly. So all the star seeds that came here to help out, we have this life cycle that a lot of us just left very abruptly, and it was and it's emotional. So I think that's why I'm stalling to go into the meditation. As exciting as it is, I know it's gonna be like super emotional, because it was very odd seeing this lion face that somehow like instantly made me cry. So super cool stuff. Some people are writing in the comments, give me the magic mushrooms. Hey, I've done I'm a mushroom shaman. I've done a shamanic dose of mushrooms where I charioteered the whole solar system and moved past and beyond the dimensions. I should do another YouTube video on that. It's very cool. But I gotta say, the best highs in life are sober. That's when there's no denying this interdimensional travel. I made a video on YouTube, Jesus and the Hummingbird. That's my first experience going into the yellow dimension. And well, that explains why it was easy for me if I'm from the yellow dimension. These are just more confirmations, This is all like, yeah, the best highs are always sober, super high energy. I love plant medicines, and now I understand my connection to plants through many lifetimes in the 1700s. But ultimately never abuse any plant medicine. Plants are there to work with us and teach us, so that we have a new perspective that we can keep with us when we are sober, because that's where the real magic happens, man. So have a good night, and I'll follow up with you, maybe not, after I do my journeying. Take care. Bye. Wait, and one more thing I almost forgot to say. I asked if the pole shift was gonna happen, and they said not in your dimension. So by that answer, it means multiple realities do exist. It is a multiverse. Pole shift might happen in your dimension if you're on this negative energy dimension. But in my dimension, the pole shift is not going to happen. So this just confirms the importance of, creating as many love bubbles as possible, as talked about in part 1, and just keeping your energy good, following those gut feelings, being spontaneous, because you want to be in a good dimension, not in the dimension where all the trauma and chaos happens. So stick with love and empathy and all the good stuff. That's how you're really, truly self-empowered. Till next time.